What is going on? I am Lamont at Large. I am coming to you from the Childress Cemetery here in Childress, Texas. It's often said on average that people will remember somebody that passed about 70 years, and after that time has passed, people by far and large stop visiting and kind of forget about the person. And it's been over 60 years since Audrey died. So her picture's messed up right here. I hope someday soon somebody can come out here and redo her picture. Sergeant John Allen Lancaster, July 27th, 1918 to January 3rd, 1944. This is Brenda Underwood. She was 47 years old when she passed, 1 week shy of her 48th birthday. She passed on September 19th, 2016. Miss Underwood was married for 25 years to Johnny Max Underwood and had 3 children who were born in their union. A fun-loving person, she was always able to find the silver lining and turn bad situations around. Spontaneous and happy, Brenda was an outspoken but lovable person who was always helping others and putting herself last. Family-oriented, she took care of them in every way she could. From providing soft discipline with her great aim when she threw something to get their attention, to providing wisdom and sharing her experiences. Brenda loved singing, dancing, and had an appreciation and collection of unicorns. She was well known to her family as Aunt Cuckoo and for her pancakes that she insisted on making every time they came to visit. She loved her family dearly, and they did too. Christian Ibarra, beloved son, brother, grandson, and nephew, July 8, 2005 to October 31st, 2018. He gave the best hugs. Yomiya Lee Turner, sunrise, April 21st, 1958, sunset, October 4th, 2008. I thank my God upon every remembrance of you. I know somebody who likes to find rocks such as these and paint them, and she leaves them places. If she sees this video, maybe this would give her an idea. Charlton Gay Cannon, October 20th, 1967 to April 24th, 1970. Suffer little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of heaven. Jimmy Jamie Melton Rowland, August 4th, 1969 to October 23rd, 1969. Sandra Michelle Rowland, January 23rd, 1963 to June 30th, 1967. Every little town has them. They have the rumblings and the hearsay and the rumors. And this grave, till this day, people in Childress, Texas, often talk about Jansen Tate Rowland, my special son, the boy you see laying here right before me. So if you remembered in the 80s, there was a term in the media called the Satanic Panic. That was when your kids were listening to rock and roll and they were swearing that certain rock groups were telling kids to do a certain thing to themselves, to hurt themselves. And Mr. Rowland here on July 26, 1988, he was found hanging from a tree on a dirt road outside of this town, which is Childress. But there is often, during the funeral, there was often heard rumors that he actually didn't mean to take his own life. No. There was rumors and rumblings about him possibly having been murdered by a group of Satanists. The story goes deeper than I could dig through. If you would like, you can go Google his name online. It's quite a fascinating tale, to say the least. He also has a sister that died 3 years after he did, Terry Trooper, but I do not see her grave here. But to say the least, a pretty interesting story. I seen this grave tipped over and I put it back up on the pedestal right there and I see a rather large crack. I wish that I could fix it. It bothers me to leave it like that because eventually the wind is going to knock it over again. It would take a pretty big gust to do that. I wish there was a way I could fix it and just, I don't know, maybe glue, but I know that's not the proper way to fix it. T.S., son of L.A. and L.B. Morgan, January 12, 1923 to October 17, 1927. Sleep on, sweet baby. God called thee home. Eunice, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. E.C. Nerid, June 6, 1908 to November 1st, 1928. She was the sunshine of our home. May Lou Clay, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. J.H. Clay, May 14, 1910 to October 28, 1927. Now I guess I know where the term pushing up daisies comes from. Ruby Jean, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. C.E. Jones, July 29th, 1927 to April 15th, 1929. A little bud of love to bloom with God above. I can see the staggering difference between how we buried our dead back in the 20s and the 30s and even before versus how we bury them in the 90s and 2000s. Because if you notice, it's very sparse the way they buried people. It's almost like, okay, we'll just put them over here. Okay, we'll put him over there. Okay, that's your wife, so we'll put your wife next to you. And then the next guy, we'll just put him over there. We'll put him over there. It's kind of sparse, as you can see. The graves, they're not really aligned together, and if they are, it's because they were a family. They're buried with their children or their wives or their husbands. If you look over here, of course, nowadays, it's much more of a money-driven thing, of course. Well, we all have to make money, of course. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just so odd how the graves and cemeteries of today, they're just so much systematically placed line by line, plot by plot. It's all about the money at the end of the day, kids. It's all about the money. My camera is very still right now and straight up. This gravestone is slowly but surely toppling over. I don't know if the groundskeepers would want to do something now to prevent it from keeling over, but eventually, because of the ground eroding, it's going to topple over. So hopefully somebody will fix the situation at hand, maybe put a brace right there or something to where it doesn't keeter over. Maud Wright, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Geo Wright, born January 26, 1903, died May 10, 1917. Her life was like a half-blown rose. Closed are the shades of even her death, that the blushing hour opens up to the gates of heaven. See, if I had somebody traveling with me, because I try to pick this stone up and put it back, and it's very heavy, and as you can see, the ground is eroding, so it's tilting backwards. You see, I'm by myself, I can't lift it up. I would be able to lift it up and then put a brace. I'd go to Home Depot and get a block of wood and just brace it. Samuel M. Cheatwood, June 1st, 1846 to December 23rd, 1911, Civil War vet. W.M.L. Zips, Company E, 2nd United States Volunteer Infantry, Spanish-American War. Okay guys, again, sorry about the wind. I do mean to get one of those microphones for the wind, and I will get one soon. I have to get going. I have a couple of hours of driving left to do. I am on my way to Dallas, Texas. I should be there in the next couple days. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and in case you guys are wondering why I stand a certain way when I do the video, it's because the sun is casting a shadow and I don't want the shadow casting on the grave. I want you guys to be looking at the grave. Anyways, this cemetery is a pretty good sized cemetery. Can't do all the graves, of course, but hey, I'll come back. I always come back. Amant always comes back. So I'm live, but I'm not live, but I'm still alive by the grace of God. I am at the Childress Cemetery here in Childress, Texas. I'm Lamont at Large. Thank you for watching. Peace out.